coming after me. Y'all favorite came after me. My fans up and them bands up, bring my fam up. The mentality, these niggas be faking. The mentality, these niggas be hating. The mentality.
Yo, welcome back to the channel, homies. We're back with another video, man. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Make sure you drop a thumbs up on this video because these types of videos need to be shared around the community, and the more thumbs up and support that they get, the more dislikes, all of that stuff, it helps share the video. It helps the video get out there and get to the people that everyone who's saying, yo, why do I keep getting paired with these teammates? This will help them teammates actually see these videos. But basically, we're going to be talking about what you're doing when you're playing Marksman and your mindset when playing Marksman that makes Marksman's bad, that makes Marksman heroes bad. So basically, I got a comment, and it was basically talking about how the items have been nerfed, which made Marksman useless early game. Like, it used to be so Marksman could fight after one item, but now that Mobile Legends removed that, and that was a stupid nerf. In my opinion, I think that was a very good nerf. I think that Mobile Legends, that's the issue with Mobile Legends, in my opinion, has always been that they don't provide information or provide logical reasons for why they're doing the things that they do. But like being an experienced player, I know why they would do something like that. A marksman, it's not a marksman's job to be able to fight after getting one item. It's not your job or your role to be fighting after getting one item. If you absolutely need to be in a fight somewhere, then yes, you can get in there and get a few shots in, but that's all you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be getting a few shots in here and there and getting back to farming. And like, honestly, when you have a marksman, your team needs to be trying to avoid fighting. You want to get your marksman as fed as possible. You want to become as strong as possible, and marksmen are late game heroes. So you need to prepare for the late game. You need to have a strategy that plans for your marksman to be fed late game. If your team is spending all this time fighting early game, your marksman is not getting fed. So that whatever strategy you're working with, it's probably a bad strategy. It's probably an overall bad team strategy, because if me being a marksman, I know that if I was any other player, I want my marksman to get fed. I want to do what I can to just hold my tower, hold my lane, and let my marksman get fed. So I think that going into it thinking that marksman should be able to fight after having one item or a couple of items or something like that, I think that that's a bad way to be looking at marksman, because it's not your job to be fighting after having one item. It's not your job to be fighting early game. The thing about marksmen and why people are thinking that they're so bad is because they don't do what's proper. Like, when you're laning, marksmen should be bottom lane with the tank. When you're laning, a lot of the times you're trying to kill people. You're trying to kill people in that lane. You're trying to be super aggressive. So instead of killing the monsters in the lane, then going straight to the jungle afterwards, you kill the monsters in the lane, then you try to kill the other team for like a minute or so, then you try to go back to the jungle. That whole minute where you were trying to kill the other team, you could have been in the jungle getting stronger, came back out, killed some more monsters, went back to the jungle, and like you could have had like what, 400 more gold by the time you just waste time trying to kill the other team, which gets you absolutely nothing. So I think that, well, you could have had probably a lot more than 400 gold, honestly, in that amount of time, and that's huge. That's huge gold. You could have probably had a whole nother item if you're farming efficiently, if you're farming properly. When all the time you're spending trying to take shots at the other team, like the only time you're supposed to be taking shots at the other team is when you're in the lane trying to get the minions. When you're in the lane trying to clear out the minions so you can get back to the jungle, if they get too close to you, like they don't take you as a threat, then you pop them a few times, pop, make them bag up, and then you kill the minions, and then you just ignore them. You go back to ignoring them. A lot of times, and then when you push, I see a lot of marksmen, they push the towers up, they push the minions up to the enemy's towers, then they try to take out the towers like 2 minutes into the game. While you're trying to take down that tower that will literally probably take you a minute and a half, that minute or minute and a half in time that you're wasting trying to take out a tower that early in the game, you could be in the jungle farming, getting stronger, getting a few more items. It's the way that people are playing marksman that makes marksman so bad. Like, that's what's making marksman so bad. And because people are not practicing using marksman, using tanks, and using supports and stuff like that, that's not a popular strategy people are trying to use. That's why people don't know how to play these roles and make a marksman work. Like, everyone's thinking the same way. This is everyone's thought process. This is like, literally, this is everyone's thought process in Mobile Legends. Gaja and Fanny, assassins are the strongest heroes in the game. basically they're the strongest heroes in the game. Let's just use these heroes and get the game over quick. I have never seen a game where everyone has the same battle strategy going into it. Everyone wants to get the game over quick. Can no one think that my strategy would be, let's not get the game over quick. Let's force them to go into late game. Because has anyone ever thought about the fact that if everyone is choosing all early game heroes, if you choose all late game heroes, and if you can force them to go to late game, they're going to be completely useless 10-15 minutes in? Like, if you can hold, like, all you have to do is hold off 10 or 15 minutes, and it's an easy win because they have all early game team comps. They have all early game heroes. But no, people try to fight early game with early game. Like, that, it's the same strategy. They're just beating each other over the head with the same strategy. You're early game, I'm early game. Let's see who's the better early game. No, I'm not gonna play your own game. I'm gonna be better than your game. I'm gonna force you, I'm gonna let you be stupid and choose the most powerful heroes in the game, early game. But I know that my marksman is good enough not to get killed by you. I know that my tank is good enough to keep my marksman alive. I know that my support is good enough to keep my marksman and my team alive for 10-15 minutes. We have a strategy to keep our team alive. So basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let you, it's like, think about boxing. Think about it in boxing. Sometimes people's strategies is to just go all out and knock people out fast. But sometimes people's strategy is to let the enemy tire themselves out, just doing a bunch of swinging, doing a bunch of attacking. Then later on, you have all your energy. All you've been doing is pretty much just blocking, letting them swing, do their thing. They're tired. You have all your energy and the other team is tired. That's all you gotta do. That's how you counter somebody who constantly attacking. The weakness in using only only assassins and meta heroes right now is the fact that they're gonna tire themselves out early game. If you make it to late game, if you don't let them dominate you, and if your team can survive until late game, they're all sitting ducks because it's impossible for them to be as strong as your team if you have a late game team comp. It's impossible. That's the thing. Like, people get destroyed within the first 5 minutes of the game. Yes, it's gonna seem like marksmen are bad if you're letting yourself get destroyed within 5 minutes, but every minute that passes in a game when people have an early game team comp, it's less and less likely they're going to win. By the time it gets to the 10-minute mark, it's very unlikely the team is going to win. The other team is going to win. By the time it gets to the 15-minute mark, you have to be crazy to let them win if you have a late game team comp at the 15-minute mark. If it gets to the 20-minute mark, it shouldn't get that late in the game. But obviously, if it was that late and you have a late game team comp, your team will be, like, I doubt the enemy team will be able to do anything to your team. But the later on in the game that it gets, the stronger a marksman becomes. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is build a strategy based around that. The thing is, when you're a solo player, Mobile Legends is not solo player friendly. Mobile Legends, like, this information, the only way that Mobile Legends is going to be a great experience solo is if this information gets around. Because it's hard to communicate in Mobile Legends. You can't get into a lobby with a bunch of randoms. They don't know this stuff. So if they see that you're using a late game hero and everyone else is using early game heroes, everyone else isn't using a hero that protects you, the marksman, because one thing that people don't understand is a marksman is the most valuable hero on the whole battlefield. A marksman is the person who's supposed to be dealing the damage and carrying the game. That's where they got the name ADC from. It's their job to carry the game. The marksman is the most important person, but the issue is you got the assassins who's the most powerful in the game, so everyone thinks that they're the most important. Everybody thinks that they're the priority, and everyone's preserving their own lives and stuff instead of preserving the only person who matters. Because if one team has a marksman and the other team does not have a marksman, the team with the marksman 100% has the advantage. 100%. It could be a lot difficult for the marksman to stay alive, but if a good marksman will be able to position and stay alive long enough to get so fed that can't nobody really do anything. Like the games you all have seen me carry on stream, even when my team was getting smacked, it's that easy, bro. It's literally that easy, especially with a hero like Leslie. You talking about the freaking assassins are OP. Leslie can two-shot people. Leslie is out here two-shotting people, and then she can go invisible so she can't be targeted. You talking about OP, the marksman, and Layla. Layla will literally three-shot people. Bruno three-shots people. Like literally every hero in the game. Moskov can literally stun an entire team and take them all out in about 3 arrows. You're talking about overpowered heroes. If you really think about it, the Marksman was overpowered. But the thing is, everyone is using the same strategies. So basically, when it comes down to this one strategy that everyone in Mobile Legends is using, yes, Marksmen are going to look weak if everyone is doing the same thing. Change up the strategy, change up your mindset, and use the heroes differently. The heroes can be used in a different way than they are being used right now, and it's not Mobile Legends' fault that people are not using these heroes to their full potential. But that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. This is just my opinion on marksman, assassins, and all of this. I think that you're probably playing a marksman wrong. You're probably playing them wrong. You're not doing enough farming. You're trying to attack too often and stuff. But let me know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're new, make sure you subscribe for more Mobile Legends conversation and stuff like that. Drop that thumbs up, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, yo.
I'm on it. Can't fail for my family. I want it. So they'll never